Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your Monday Night Raw and Superstars spoilers for this week. August the 25th through, August 25th. Whatever they play Superstars on. The news, happy birthday, would have been going to Crash Holly. Real name Mike Lockwood. He was born August 25th, 1971, died November 6th, 2003, when he committed suicide by overdose on prescription pills in his home, in the home of Stevie Richards. Former WWF champion Ivan Koloff, aka real name Oriel Paris, turned 72 years old. He was born August 25th, 1942. For those who missed it on Sunday, Vincent Kennedy McMahon turned 69. He was born August 24th, 1945. Curious to see what they have planned for after Raw birthday fun with him, since there's no advertised dark match for Monday night. As Hulk Hogan also tweeted happy birthday to him. Headed to LA for WWE Monday Night Raw, brother, and happy birthday, Invincible. How about we go at it one more time, brother? Double H. Hall of Famer Rocky Johnson, born Wayne Bowles, turned 70 years old on Sunday. He was born on August the 24th, 1944. Johnson is the father of the WWE and movie star Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Rocky and Tony Atlas were the first black tag team to win the WWF Tag Team Championship. Rocky was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2008. The Rock served as the presenter for both his father and his grandfather, Peter Maivia. Former WWE wrestler Shiochi Funaki turned 46 on Sunday. He was born August 24, 1968. WWE Tag Team Champions Jimmy Uso, aka Jonathan Fatu, and Jey Uso both turned 29. The twins, and they are current WWE Tag Team Champions. They were born on August 22nd, 1985. The Tag Team Champs are the son of the WWE legend Rikishi. They debuted on WWE Developmental Television in November 2009. Jonathan married fellow WWE star Naomi, aka Trinity McRae, back in January. WWE's NXT champion Adrian Neville, aka Benjamin Satterley, turned 28 years old. He was born August 22nd, 1986. Neville worked as PAC on the indie scene beginning in 2004. He signed a WWE developmental contract in 2012 in July and captured the NXT Championship from Bo Dallas. You better believe it. In the main event of the February 27, 2014 NXT Arrival Live Special. Booker T's real brother, Stevie Ray, aka Lash Huffman, turned 56 years old. He was also born on the 22nd of August, 1958. If you didn't know, you better call me bro, because he is former Harlem Heat. Former WWE diva Stacy Keibler gave birth to her baby girl. Ava Grace Pobre was born on Wednesday. Jared and I have been blessed with the new love of our lives, Keibler wrote on her website. Ava Grace Pobre was born at home on Wednesday, August the 20th. Never experienced a level of joy and happiness like this before. Thank you so much for all your special wishes and positive energy. Read more on the story at her website, stacykeibler.com/graced. This is the first child for Stacy and her husband, Jared. Congratulations to their family. SmackDown will now move to Thursday nights beginning October the 2nd, one day after my birthday, October 1st, according to Sci-Fi Programming Guide. See the listings on sci-fi.com/schedule. We'll just post a link. And thanks to .net member Rich Connor. The night change was strongly rumored when a photo of a WWE production truck listed the show as airing on Thursday rather than on Friday. The move has not been officially announced on TV by WWE or Sci-Fi, but it certainly appears as though the move is about to happen. Former members of the Spirit Squad will reunite, and these members are Kenny, Mikey, and Johnny. They are advertised as the first entrants in the Chikara King of the Trios tournament. The 16-team tournament will be held on September 19th through the 21st in Easton, Pennsylvania at the Palmer Center. And stay tuned here for your results on as I post the results for it. 3 members are Johnny Jeter, Ken Doan, aka Kenny Dykstra, and Mike Mondo. Unfortunately, the show will not be on iPay-per-view. News from August the 24th. In a possible sign that WWE officials have just about given up on Adam Rose. He hasn't had a Raw match since July 28th when he defeated Damian Sandow. Before that, Rose's last match on June 16th when he had Summer Rae defeated Layla and Fandango, as Rose had just 2 Raw matches in all of June. Rose had a TV win for the August 14th Superstars episode, but has mostly been winning dark matches lately. He's also picked up on several losses on NXT TV as of late. It was reported recently that officials had given up on Bo Dallas also, but things look more worse for Rose. Jen Hagapian, a catering crew chief for WWE, recently spoke to FirstWeFeast.com about the organization's bizarre world of catering and revealed the favorite snacks of several WWE superstars, such as The Undertaker likes Diet Dr. Pepper, John Cena likes Diet Orange Soda, Dean Ambrose likes Oats and Honey Granola Bar from Nature Valley, and Alicia Fox likes almond butter and cocoa powder. Washington Redskins player Adam Geddes, who was Big E's teammate at the University of Iowa, recently spoke with Chuck Carroll and said that Big E was incredibly smart and he teaches assistants in college. He also commented on Big E's strength, such as before he had his ACL injuries, he was squatting 600 to 700 pounds and was benching 600 or 700 pounds as well. He's just a monster in the weight room. And news from August 25th. Regards to recent rumors of Vince McMahon and Triple H being at odds with each other over who will face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 31. Still hasn't been decided on whether it be Roman Reigns or The Rock. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter recently noted that Reigns versus Lesnar was decided on either shortly before or shortly after WrestleMania 30, but plans are always subject to change. But it looks like Reigns will get his title shot next year. Lesnar's SummerSlam and Night of Champions matches with John Cena were originally set to be Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan until Bryan's injury. The idea would have been that Lesnar returned to crush the hearts of fans with a reality check by defeating Bryan, continued his dominance, and then Reigns would have saved the day and ended Lesnar's reign. Woo woo woo, you know it. We'll be missing Raw and SmackDown again this week, as Zack Ryder worked this weekend's live events in California, but is being flown back home on Sunday, I believe. WWE talent sometimes fly for first class, but Ryder posted a photo of his middle economy plane ticket and wrote, "Flying back to New York, not sick." WWE likely wasn't going to announce the SmackDown move back to Thursday nights until September, but they may start promoting it sooner now that SoFi has updated their calendar and news got out already. WWE Hall of Famer Antonio Inoki is once again trying to promote peace through sports by returning to North Korea for a pro wrestling event. Inoki last ran there in 1995. Bob Sapp is the biggest name announced so far. Japan Times has an article on the event on their link. The Kickstarter campaign for former WWE star Kamala's book began last week and has already raised over $8,000 of their $12,000 goal. 149 backers have contributed with 23 days to go. Bad news, Barrett, who is still out with a shoulder injury, is being advertised for WWE's November tour of Europe. He should be back in action this fall. And here's a video of him doing an ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. Also noted, upcoming WWE Studios comedy Celebrity Death Pool will feature Hulk Hogan and David Hasselhoff, among others. Jimmy Fallon has mentioned that the movie is on his mentioned the movie on the show this past week and joked about Hogan and Hasselhoff both appearing in the movie, saying that it's expected to be released in June of 1985. Well, that's their playmate. Kevin Steen has officially reported to the WWE Performance Center in Orlando over the weekend. Steen tweeted the following: "Today is my first day at the WWE Performance Center and also my wedding anniversary. Coincidence? Totally. I love you, baby." Guardians of the Galaxy with Batista is finishing at #1 this past weekend at the box office and should bring in $17.63 million, making its 4-week domestic total of $251.88 million. As Hercules with the Rock is out of the top 15 this weekend, expected to do $830,000 for a domestic total of $69.92 million over 5 weeks. WWE and 2K Sports has issued the following press release to ProWrestling.net regarding the success of WWE Supercard game. 2K announced the larger-than-life action-packed collectible card game. WWE Supercard was downloaded more than 1.5 million times during its first week of release, with an average rating of 4.5 to 5 stars on the App Store for iOS devices, as well as 4 out of 5 stars on Google Play. WWE Supercard has quickly cemented its position as the most ubiquitous WWE branded casual game to have ever launched by 2K or WWE for mobile devices. In less than 1 week, WWE Supercard broke 2K's records and became one of the company's most popular free-to-play games to date, said Chris Snyder, Vice President of Marketing at 2K. WWE Supercard is a fun, engaging, and addictive game for mobile game enthusiasts, WWE fans, and card collectors alike, bringing the larger-than-life action of WWE straight to their mobile devices to engage with at home or on the go. Surpassing 1.5 million downloads globally for WWE Supercard in less than 1 week is truly an incredible accomplishment. As Casey Collins said, Executive President, Consumer Products, WWE, 2K's video game expertise, combined with the WWE's strong brand appeal and passionate fan base, set the foundation for a successful mobile application. WWE Supercard users have also generated the following statistics across iOS and Android devices. Logged into WWE Supercard for more than 18 million unique sessions, spent approximately 14 minutes in an average gameplay session, achieved more than 82 million victories in exhibition mode, commenced more than 575,000 King of the Ring season-based sessions, as WWE Supercard challenges players to build teams of WWE superstars, divas, and legends, train them to their full potential, battle of various match types, and test their luck in the high-stakes tournament action, featuring more than 400 cards in active play, with each card representing one of the 7 different rarity levels. WWE Supercard delivers an extensive array of collectible content with high replay value. In addition, the WWE Supercard enables players to enhance their experience through the purchase of individual card packs. Developed by Cat Daddy Games in conjunction with Visual Concepts, both 2K Studios WWE Supercard is available now for download on the App Store for iOS devices, including the iPhone, iPad, and iPod Touch, as well as the Google Play Store and Amazon App Store for Android devices. 2K also announced that they will be supporting the title post-launch, continually expanding upon the WWE Supercard universe with roster updates and enabling players to routinely discover new cards to add to their roster. For more info on the WWE Supercard and 2K, visit WWE.2K.com. Become a fan on Facebook, follow the game on Twitter, or subscribe on YouTube. Sting has spoke with Brian Fitz of the Orlando Sentinel once again and expressed his desire to wrestle Undertaker. He is quoted by saying, "I do believe I have enough left in my tank for one more match, and I would love for that match to be against The Undertaker." Sting said, "If that can't happen, my other choice is Triple H, I think. I just would like to have one more match. I would love to say I have one match under the WWE banner. Of course, WrestleMania. Who wouldn't want to say that they wrestled at WrestleMania at least one time?" Read the full story at OrlandoSentinel.com. Batista has also stated that he wants his last match to be against Triple H at a WrestleMania event, but he hasn't stated which WrestleMania yet. Hunter is a logical opponent for Sting, who previously stated that he wants to face someone from his era. Sting also spoke about past negotiations with WWE, working with 2K Sports, and more. Ryback noted on Twitter that he's going away for a while to get some stuff fixed. So he's probably got a small injury that's been poking him around, as he wrote the following on Twitter on Sunday night. "Going away for a while to get some stuff fixed. Have not been myself for quite some time. P.S. Sorry, punk. Hashtag Ryback." WWE's website has a new poll asking fans who they would like to see in the WWE Studios movie next. And the followings are Brock Lesnar, Undertaker, Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt, Seth Rollins, Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler, Chris Jericho, Sheamus, or Stardust. With over 9,000 votes, 34% has voted for Undertaker. The next closest is Roman Reigns with 20% of the vote, and then Wyatt finishing off with only 9%. Paul Heyman noted that he will be accepting the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge on Monday with the help of model Lucy Ford. So the rule is you got 24 hours to either pull up a video with the answer to the ice challenge, or you just pay the fee. Kind of like another indie fighter wrestler said, he's not doing any challenges, he's just going to donate. Court caution. There is no dark match listed on the arena website for tonight's Raw show. And the Raw pre-show kicked off with Byron Saxton, Booker T, and Alex Riley at the WWE Studios in Stamford. They plugged the WWE shop, and we get a look at Brock Lesnar destroying John Cena at SummerSlam. Byron Saxton also showed us a recap of Brock Lesnar getting the new World Heavyweight title belt and Paul Heyman's promo from last week. Booker continued to praise Lesnar. Saxton hypes tonight's Hall of Fame forum with Shawn Michaels, Hulk Hogan, and Ric Flair. That kicks off Raw. Riley asks what else Cena has to prove in WWE and says it's a pride issue. We go to the network commercials. We'll come back and the panel talks about Dean Ambrose taking the curb stop on cinder blocks and then disappearing after Raw, refusing medical treatment. Seth Rollins has a eulogy for Ambrose on Raw as it's advertised for Monday night. We get a video on the Bella Twins now. Saxton says both Brie and Nikki will be on Raw tonight to attempt a family reconciliation with Jody King Lawler trying to play the referee in it. That's a family feud. And then we go to more network commercials. And then Raw from Anaheim kicks off with Michael Cole in the ring. JBL and Jerry Lawler on commentary. The ring is set up with red mat and the same table that the announcers used. Coleslaw introduces the Hulk Hogan to a nice pop. Flair is out next to another pop. And HBK is out to a big explosion and the biggest pop of all three. Hall of Famers take a seat behind the table. Coleslaw asked about John Cena versus Brock Lesnar at Night of Champions. He asked HBK about Cena's chances of taking the title back. HBK says, it's not happening. HBK then says Cena might be at a crossroads. Hogan says, you know when it's your time and Cena's time isn't up, he can still go. Flair agrees with HBK. Flair says he and all three of them think the world of Cena. Flair praises Cena, but he says he doesn't want Cena up against Lesnar. Night of Champions. As Coleslaw asks for predictions. Hogan says hustle, loyalty, respect isn't just about a marketing ploy. It's real. Hogan is going with Cena. HBK isn't a person. It's not a personality. It's not a personality contest. He says everyone likes Cena, but he still doesn't have a chance. And then HBK gets some boos as HBO cuts off Hogan and apologizes, but says nobody takes a beating like Cena did, and then comes out the same man. Hogan acknowledges the interruption, says that this is the rubber match, and somehow Cena will find a way to get his hand raised. Flair and HBK say Hogan doesn't really believe that. They go on about it, and then Cena's music hits to a pop. He's answering all three. Cena gets some big boos and takes the microphone. Cena addresses the panel respectfully. He says he's tired of hearing what he should do. Here's to tell us what's going on with himself. He brings up the 16 German suplexes at SummerSlam, and he's saying he can't dance around the fact that SummerSlam was 100% beat down. He calls it an ass whooping. Cena says HBK was right. A beat down like that does change a man. Cena says when he came to, he wanted to fight Lesnar again. Cena says he is going to bring the fight to Night of Champions. He thanks Hogan for his support and knows Flair and HBK have their doubts. Cena says this is the biggest rematch of his career. He says he's not going to Night of Champions to beat Brock Lesnar. He's going to the Night of Champions to beat Brock Lesnar's ass. Cena's music closes out that segment, and he makes his way to the back without stopping as the Hall of Famers just look on. Still to come segment, Cena versus Bray Wyatt. Also, Goldust and Stardust versus the Usos for the tag team titles. Up next was Rusev versus Jack Swagger. As we go to commercial break. After the commercial break, we got Lana's in the ring with Rusev, who is waving their Russian flag. Swagger was out next without Zeb Coulter again. I guess his contract is up because it's like 2 weeks in a row. The bell rings and they go at it. Swagger comes back and sends Rusev to the floor. Swagger fights back and takes Rusev down. Going for the Patriot Lock, Rusev makes it to the bottom rope and the hold is broken. Rusev regroups while the referee counts. Rusev comes back in, then Swagger slams him. Rusev scrambles back to the floor and fans boo. Swagger follows and slams his face into the announcer's table and the apron. They brought the fight back in the ring and Swagger is in control. Rusev managed to drop Swagger's ribs over the top rope. And then Rusev splashes Swagger and sends him out to the floor. Lana looks on and smiles as we go to commercial. We come back and fans chant, "We the people," as Swagger fights out of a hole in the corner. Swagger fights out. Rusev drops him with a spinning heel kick. Fans boo Rusev. Swagger nails a belly-to-belly suplex. Swagger keeps control and points out to the American flag, Old Glory. He goes for the Swagger bomb, but Rusev puts his leg up. Swagger catches it and gets the Patriot Lock applied. Rusev manages to get to the bottom rope and break the hold. He rolls back out to the floor and is hurt, apparently. Bad acting. Because he acted like a, which foot was it? And then got it right. Well, Swagger, they come back in and Swagger was out. Rusev Thompson goes for accolade, but Swagger goes for the Patriot Lock. Rusev rolls through and Swagger gets a 2 count. Rusev nails a big shot to the ribs. Rusev keeps control and beats Swagger up some more. Fans chant for Swagger, but Rusev keeps beating on the ribs. Rusev laughs and poses to some heat. Rusev continues beating up on Swagger until the referee stops the match. This is like an MMA fight when you don't return anything, they just stop the fight. After the match, the trainer comes in and checks on Swagger. Landing a Rusev pose as the Russian flag drops down over the ring. As JBL says, it makes him sick. Another still to come segment, a family reconciliation with Jerry the King Lawler and the Bella Twins. Also Cesaro versus Rob Van Dam to determine a #1 contender to Sheamus as we go to commercial. And that matchup was up next. #1 contenders match, Cesaro versus RVD. We come back, Cesaro was already in the ring. As the United States Champion, Sheamus is on commentary. Rob Van Dam is out next to a big pop. Yeah, Sheamus is in civilian clothes. The plaid shirt, black hat, vest on top of a plaid shirt, and black jeans. The bell rings and they go back and forth. Cesaro waves at Sheamus. RVD drops Cesaro with a kick and hits the Rolling Thunder for a 2 count. Cesaro caught a kick and turned it around with knees to the ribs. Cesaro was shot into the corner now. Cesaro stomps on the back of RVD's neck and taunts Sheamus some more. Cesaro keeps RVD grounded as RVD comes back and hits the thrust kick. Then RVD goes to the top and Cesaro rolls out on the ring for a breather. Cesaro drops RVD over the top rope and comes back in with a neutralizer for the win. After the match, Cesaro rolled out to the floor, grabs the U.S. title. Sheamus stands up and wants it back. And Cesaro eventually throws it back in his face and taunts him. He starts to walk after him, but he only gets like 3 or 4 feet as Cesaro is already halfway up the ramp. As the referee gets in between them, so nothing else happens. Then we see Paige skipping backstage before going to a commercial. And next up we get Natalya versus Paige for a title shot. Yeah, you remember, Natalya pinned her last week for the non-title match. Okay, back for the break and out comes Natalya. Divas Champion Paige was out next. She skips all around the ring and kisses her title before we go to the bell. They lock up and Natalya tries for an early pin attempt. Paige fires back with a huge forearm and laughs at Natalya as Natalya goes down. Paige with more offense and an abdominal stretch. Natalya breaks free and turns it into an abdominal stretch of her own. Paige then slams Natalya and kicks her in the face. Natalya comes back and hits a German suplex. Natalya goes for a sharpshooter, but Paige makes it to the apron to break the hold. Paige then comes out for the PTO. Natalya goes for a roll-up and then sharpshooter again, but Paige nails the Paige turner for the win. But before that, she actually got Natalya in her own sharpshooter. And thus, Paige is the move thief. You know, off all the WWE or Raw vs. SmackDown games. After the match, Paige goes to skip up the ramp, but AJ Lee's music hits, and out she comes. Paige goes back in the ring. She turns around to a big clothesline from Natalya on her way out. AJ comes in the ring to help Paige up. AJ calls Paige her little English muffin. AJ says she knows Paige was being sincere when she said she loved her, but not as sincere as AJ is being right now. Teasing a HLA. AJ drops the mic and gives Paige a big hug. Paige is clearly uncomfortable. AJ offers her a hand. AJ grabs Paige's hand and kisses it. Paige looks freaked out as AJ skips a circle around her in the middle of the ring before leaving and heading back to the back. Still to come segment, Cena vs. Bray Wyatt. Still to come, Seth Rollins' eulogy of Dean Ambrose. As we go back to commercial, we come back and Corporate Kane makes his way to the ring. A large photo is set up of Dean Ambrose in the ring. The mat is all blacked out and there's a podium. Kane briefly talks about Ambrose before he introduces Seth Rollins in a black suit. Rollins acts serious and takes the podium. He says the leader, he handpicked Ambrose to be in the Shield because pain and fear was never a factor for Ambrose. But last week, Rollins said he had to proves that the authority always wins. With a heavy heart, Rollins shows us what happened from last week. He reminds the WWE Universe that they chose this match as a demise for Ambrose. We get a replay of the cinder block curb stomp from last week. Rollins starts to laugh as he looks at the photo of Ambrose. Rollins wonders what was going on through Ambrose's mind, and if he knew he was outmatched physically and mentally. Rollins goes on and wonders what if Ambrose would have just walked away. Rollins said he's the one who created the Shield and the one who destroyed it. And then we get Roman Reigns' music playing and interruption, and he comes through the crowd to a big pop. Reigns takes out Kane and then sends him into the steel steps. He goes at it with Rollins in the ring and unloads. Reigns readies for a spear, but Kane pulls Rollins to safety as they both escape and go up the ramp. As Reigns looks on from the ring, we get a look back at the Hall of Fame forum from earlier. So comes the segment, Cena versus Wyatt. Then we see Stardust and Goldust backstage acting bizarre as usual. We go to commercial. WWE Tag Team title match, Stardust and Goldust versus the Usos. Back from the break, out comes WWE Tag Team Champions, the Usos. We get official ring introduction from Justin Roberts. After Stardust and Goldust made their way out, Jimmy Uso started off with Stardust. They traded holds and they went at it. Jimmy Uso tags in as Jimmy makes another tag. They keep Stardust on their side of the ring until he turns it around and beats Jimmy to the mat for a close 2 count. Stardust sends Jimmy to the floor and Goldust leaps off the apron to take him out. Stardust takes Jay out to the floor also. Stardust brings him back in the ring for a 2 count as we go to commercial. We get some more back and forth action. After the commercial break, Goldust collides with Jimmy in the middle of the ring and they both go down. Stardust comes in with Jay and they went at it. As Jay unloaded on, hits a drop kick. Uso with the Rikishi splash in the corner. Goldust came in, misses and ate a Samoan drop. And then Uso run the ropes and leaps out onto Stardust. Jay Uso sells an injury as he's getting up off the floor. They trade shots with Stardust, but can't make it in before the count out. Uso still retain the title due to the stipulation. They'll only win by pinfall or submission. Title matches. After the match, Stardust argued with the referee. Goldust takes a mic and accuses the Usos of getting counted out on purpose. They argued. Goldust wanted his rematch right now. Uso points at his knee. Stardust and Goldust attack the Usos. Where the heel turn, and they beat him down. They toss Jimmy to the floor and double team Jay. Stardust slammed Jay's injured knee into the ring post as they continued the assault. Still to come, the Bella Twins were up next. A pre-recorded interview with Brock Lesnar, and then back to commercial. Back from the break, Seth Rollins is backstage with Kane. Rollins is of course upset and wants something done about Roman Reigns. Kane then announces himself and Rollins versus Reigns tonight. Kane says just like with Dean Ambrose, their business with Reigns ends tonight. We get more steals from Lesnar versus Cena from SummerSlam. We also get a pre-recorded video with Lesnar and Paul Heyman that I described last week. They've done a couple of weeks of videos. Lesnar says that they never give up bullshit kicked in, but didn't do Cena any favors. Lesnar says in his mind he was inflicting the right amount of pain in Cena. Heyman says Cena survived only because Lesnar took pity on Cena and decided to end it. Heyman says that the rematch was a big mistake. Lesnar mocks Cena and the kid and his dad. Lesnar mocks Cena as a kid and his dad were in a crowd. He points at him. Lesnar says Night of Champions will be Cena's last night in this universe. Lesnar says it's game over for Cena and almost brings a tear to his eye. Next up we get Dolph Ziggler versus Damien Sandow. No. He's introduced as somebody else. We go to the ring. Out comes WWE Intercontinental Champion Dolph Ziggler. Back to commercial. We come back in the Miz. Says one of the perks of being a Hollywood star tonight is having a stunt double. He introduces Damien Mizdow. Out he comes in Miz clothing, look-alike. Damon Sandow is one of the Miz's tracksuits momentarily. Ziggler started the match with a drop kick as Miz joins them in a commentary back and forth action. Sandow took control early in the match. Sandow missed the drop, a knee drop. Ziggler came back, but Sandow goes for the figure four. Got it locked in. Sandow uses the bottom rope for leverage as the hold is broken. Ziggler nailed the zigzag out of nowhere for the win. After the match, Miz says Sandow is fired. Miz stands up and claps for Ziggler. Still to come, the Bella Twins and Jerry Lawler. Back to commercial. Back from the break in, Jerry the King Lawler is in the ring. He shows us what happened with Nikki Bella and Brie Bella on last week's show. Lawler says no one likes to see a family apart, so hopefully tonight is the first step in getting the Bellas back together. Lawler introduces Nikki Bella. Nikki takes a seat in her chair and moves it far further away. But at first I was thinking just to get it away from the King. Everybody knows that he's a womanizer. Well, Lawler then introduced Brie Bella next. Nikki tells Brie to get her own music. Brie says she can have it. Brie says the person she trusted the most stabbed her in the back. Brie talks about how close they have been. She knows Nikki's feelings are hurt. She knows Nikki's feels abandoned. Brie says she quit for her husband, Daniel Bryan, and didn't know Nikki would be abused by Stephanie McMahon. As Brie apologized, Brie says, forget all this. Forget WWE. Forget Total Divas. Nikki insults the fans and isn't falling for Brie's talk. She says she knows the real Brie. Nikki wants Brie to admit she never cared about her. Nikki tells Brie to stop acting like such an angel. Nikki says Brie holds her back. Nikki says she's done with Brie, done with all this, done with the fat and ugly guys in the crowd and who have a twin fantasy. Nikki is done with Brie's straggly hair, her love for the earth, and rat-faced husband, and all that. Nikki says Brie stole all her boyfriends when they were young and always got in trouble and blamed Nikki. Brie says she's lying. Nikki says she's not lying about Brie abandoning her. Brie starts crying and Nikki says that's the real Brie mode. Lawler says that's enough. Nikki screams at Lawler and calls him an old man, telling him to get out of the ring. Nikki says as far as she's concerned, she has no sister. Nikki grabs Brie by her hair and she wishes Brie died in the womb. Nikki throws Brie to the mat and starts beating on her. Lawler pulls Nikki off of Brie momentarily, but Brie slaps her. Nikki attacks Brie again and hits her with a shoe. Referees and Lawler are back in the ring pulling the divas away. Nikki yells at Brie and says she's dead to her. Lawler consoles Brie as she cries, and Nikki is done. We get a look back at the Hall of Fame forum again from earlier. Still to come, Cena versus Wyatt, also Reigns versus Kane and Rollins, and we go back to commercial. Next up, we got Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins and Kane. Handicap match, back from the break and all. We got Roman Reigns making his entrance. Kane and Seth Rollins are out next for a handicap match. Reigns starts off and immediately clotheslines Kane over the top. He pulls Rollins in and goes to work on him next. Reigns unloads in the corner, but Rollins tries to get away. Reigns with his shoulders in the other corner until Kane makes a save. They double team Reigns until he makes another comeback and sends Rollins out. Reigns unloads on Kane. Rollins comes back from behind, but Reigns sends him into the barrier and then to the apron. Reigns backdrops Rollins onto the apron next, and Reigns hits his big apron kick on Kane. Reigns comes back in for a Superman punch, but Kane blocks it and goes for a choke slam. Reigns countered and went for a spear for the pin, but Rollins nails him with a briefcase for the disqualification. After the bell, Rollins hits Reigns with a briefcase again and unloads on him. Rollins tosses Reigns out to the floor and tells Kane that they have to finish this. Rollins tosses Reigns into the barrier as they work him over. Kane reveals another stack of cinder blocks beside the announce table. Rollins goes for the curb stomp, but Reigns fights free from Kane. Reigns nails a big right hand on Rollins. Kane gets hit also. Rollins then takes a Superman punch. Reigns throws Kane into the ring post and back into the timekeeper's area. Reigns grabs one of the cinder blocks and stalks Rollins with it. Reigns throws it at Rollins' face, but Rollins ducks and it breaks against the ring post. It sounds like a piece of hit Lawler. Reigns nailed the Superman punch on Kane, and his music plays. Rollins talk trash from the stage and says he made Reigns. We get more hype from the announcers and a $9.99 plug for everything on the network. Wyatt family interrupts on the big screen. Wyatt talks about John Cena and compares him to a wounded animal stumbling through the woods. Wyatt says he's a man of mercy and must put Cena down. Wyatt tells Cena it's so much nicer on the other side. Wyatt tells him to run, and we go to commercial. Los Matadors versus Heath Slater and Titus O'Neil. Slater Gator, I guess. Well, a good time for us news. That's what I did. Took me a small nap during that match. Back from the break, we got Los Matadors out with El Torito. Slater Gator was out next. Los Matadors ended up getting the win, and Slater Gator argues after the match. Got another look at the Hall of Fame form again, still to come. Cena versus Wyatt, back to commercial. Next up, we got Kofi versus Bo. Well, I'm still taking a snooze on this match, because I didn't see it. Back from the break, Kofi was out first. Bo Dallas was next, as he was on. As Kofi looked on disgusted. Kofi unloaded on Bo. Bo missed the clothesline and Kofi got a 2 count. Kofi with a big shot in the corner, but Bo runs right into with him with a big knee. Bo beat Kofi down. Kofi jumped off the second rope and hit a big drop kick. Kofi mounted Bo in the corner with a right hand. Bo ended up tripping Kofi off the top and hitting the running Bulldog for the win. Bo took the mic after the match and says Kofi isn't like Jack Swagger. Swagger lets his entire country down, but Kofi only lets himself down. Bo says that they both just need to learn how to Bo leave. Swagger comes in from behind and lays Bo out to a mixed reaction. Swagger's music hits and he makes his exit. Next up, we get your main event, John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. Back from the break, and out comes John Cena. Bray Wyatt was also out next. Cena starts the match with a huge clothesline. Cena yells at Wyatt to stay down. Cena charges him and hits a German suplex. Wyatt looks shocked. Cena hits another German suplex as Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt looked on. Cena continued to dominate Wyatt. Rowan and Harper rushed the ring to cause the disqualification. After the match, we got Big Show and Mark Henry joining in for an action, and they make it a 6-man tag. After the break, we got the Wyatt family versus Big Show, Mark Henry and John Cena. Back from the break, we have a 6-man tag match. At one point, Mark Henry was in this match. This is just my opinion. As Luke Harper was trying to tag in Bray. Well, he just turned his head, kind of like he doesn't like black guys. He doesn't want to wrestle black guys. Well, here we go. Back for the break, and they started a 6-man tag. Big Show slams Rowan and dropped his big elbow. Show took Rowan to the corner, worked him over. Show with a big chop to the chest. Henry then tags in, and Show whips him into Rowan in the corner. Henry with body shot to the corner now. Henry runs into a big boot, and Rowan turns it around. Bray tags in and works over Henry as he had some hesitations before he actually tagged in. Wyatt with a headbutt and a bunch of right hands to the head as Harper comes in and takes over on Henry. Harper with knee to the face. Rowan tagged back in and body slams Henry. As a commentator said, yeah, he slammed Big Show last week. Now he's slamming Henry. Well, yeah, I was all wait for this match. In your main event, as Harper came back and nailed Henry in the corner. Harper ran into a big boot. Show tagged in and ran over Harper. Show with a big back splash in the corner. Harper gets a big drop kick out of nowhere. Rowan tags in and hits a big boot on Big Show. Wyatt comes in to keep up the attack on Show. Wyatt with a senton and a 2 count. Another tag to Rowan as Wyatt holds Show while Rowan dropped a knee. Fan chanted for Cena. Harper came back in for some double teaming and a 2 count on Big Show. Cena finally got tagged in and unloaded on Harper. Cena applied the SCF for the win. As soon as the bell hit, Rowan ran in and Cena attitude adjusted him. Show and Henry bring Wyatt back in and they throw him in. Cena attitude adjusted him. Cena hits another attitude on Harper. And that basically ends Raw as Show and Henry egg him on, cheer him on. Cena's music hits and out he goes to the turnbuckles. As we get replays, Cena goes to the ringside and hugs a few fans. Cena goes back inside the ring as Raw goes off the air with Cena celebrating as we see the Wyatt family leaving. And that concludes my Raw video for this week. Thanks again. Peace out. God bless. See you while I be you. And since I didn't find the Superstars spoilers, I'll post that on my SmackDown video. Thanks again. Peace out.